Candle what Homo Naledi was really like, history for sleep. Soft background music fades in, deep ambient tones of caves, water drips, and soft winds. Rock introduction. Long before Homo sapiens, before Neanderthals, before even Homo erectus, there was another species of human. A being that walked upright, used its hands with intelligence, and lived deep within the caves of South Africa. A being both familiar and alien. A being called Homo Naledi. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, we'll travel back nearly 300,000 years, into the shadowed depths of the rising star cave system, where the bones of this mysterious ancestor were first found. This is not just a tale of discovery. It's a story of mystery, courage, and the question that keeps scientists awake at night. Could Homo Naledi think like us? Whole Chapter 1. The Discovery. In the year 2013, two cavers crawling through a narrow passage deep beneath the surface of South Africa stumbled upon something extraordinary. The tunnel was tight, only 18 centimeters wide. It twisted through stone and darkness. But when they reached the end, they found a chamber glittering with bones. Hundreds of bones, skulls, ribs, fingers curled in eternal rest. The explorers called in paleoanthropologist Lee Berger, who soon realized this wasn't any ordinary discovery. The bones belonged to a species no one had ever seen before. DNA Chapter 2. Meet Homo Naledi. Homo Naledi was small, around 1.5 meters tall and weighing just about 45 kilograms. Their skulls held a brain roughly the size of an orange, less than one-third the size of ours. And yet, they were human. Their hands had long, curved fingers, perfect for climbing. Their feet were nearly identical to modern humans, built for walking long distances. Their teeth were small and neat, suggesting a mixed diet of plants and meat. And their faces, gentle, with a flat nose, small jaw, and eyes that must have gleamed with awareness. But here's what makes Homo Naledi truly astonishing. Despite their small brains, they may have shown signs of symbolic thought, of ritual, emotion, and respect for the dead. Candle Chapter 3. The Chamber of Secrets. The bones were found deep in a chamber that no predator could reach. No flood could have swept them there. The only explanation is that Homo Naledi placed their dead intentionally. It was as if they were burying them. This act, returning their own to the earth, was once thought to be unique to modern humans and Neanderthals. But Homo Naledi did it long before us. Imagine them, small, dark-skinned figures carrying the body of a loved one through narrow tunnels, flickering torches lighting the walls, whispering soft sounds of mourning as they lay the body down. In that moment, they weren't just surviving. They were remembering. They were feeling. Chapter 4. Life above ground. Outside the caves, Africa was wild and unpredictable. Massive predators roamed, saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, and early lions. The land stretched in waves of golden grass and rocky hills. Homo Naledi likely lived in small family groups, perhaps 10 to 15 individuals, moving between rock shelters and forest edges. They made simple stone tools, shaped flakes sharp enough to cut meat or roots. They gathered fruits, dug tubers, and scavenged when they could. At night, they might have huddled near a small fire, one they didn't quite know how to make themselves, but could tend if lightning had gifted it. They would sit close together for warmth, the young playing in the dirt, the adults grooming each other's hair. And above them, the stars burned, countless, silent witnesses to their brief and beautiful existence. Lamp Chapter 5. Thinking, Feeling, Dreaming. So what were they like inside? Did they dream? Did they imagine? Their brains were small, but not simple. Scientists studying endocasts of Homo Naledi skulls found regions associated with planning, memory, and emotion. It's possible that they could recognize faces, solve problems, and remember paths through caves, abilities crucial to survival. Some researchers even believe Homo Naledi used fire, or carved marks on cave walls, not for decoration but perhaps to remember. To say, "We were here," that thought alone, that whisper through time, makes them deeply human. Coffin Chapter 6. The Mystery of Their Burials. In 2023, new discoveries shocked the world. Burial-like pits were found near the remains, deliberate holes dug into the cave floor. And on nearby walls, faint engravings, triangles, cross hatches, perhaps even symbols. If true, it means Homo naledi practiced ritual behavior 100,000 years before Homo sapiens ever did. Imagine that, a small-brained species, deep underground, marking stone with intention, trying to communicate something that transcends life itself. It forces us to ask, what does it really mean to be human? Milky Way Chapter 7, Extinction and Legacy. No one knows what happened to Homo naledi. Perhaps they were outcompeted by larger, more advanced species. Perhaps climate change pushed them from their caves. Or perhaps they simply faded, one generation at a time, into the silence of prehistory. But in those caves, their bones waited. For hundreds of thousands of years. Waiting for us to find them. Waiting for us to listen. And now we do. Their story teaches us humility, that intelligence wears many faces, that compassion may come in unexpected forms, and that the spark of humanity is far older than we ever imagined. Crescent Moon Epilogue. The light in the dark. As you drift toward sleep, imagine that cave once more. The walls gleam with torchlight. The air is still. Somewhere in the dark, a small hand touches stone, leaving a mark, a simple, deliberate gesture that says, I was here. That mark has outlasted their bodies, their names, even their world. And in that mark, in that single moment of awareness, Homo naledi became part of us. Because maybe, deep down, we have always been one long story. Of hands reaching out from the dark. Searching for meaning, for love, and for a place to belong. Soft ambient music fades. The sound of dripping water and quiet breath fills the dark. Good night, traveler through time. And remember, the past is never truly gone. It sleeps beneath our feet.